It's winter 1727, United Provinces, Empire Total War game. Playing the campaign on hard, had a couple of days off, so I'm playing a bit of catch up myself on this one here. We just had an end of turn, and we've got a spy here that I did have originally down in Gibraltar because I wanted to check out what was there before I moved my armies in. The spy is sort of in the wrong place now, so I'm moving into one of the few Spanish places that's left. I did a technology check on the last video and found that when I looked at the regions that people have got, that Spain has only got 2 or 3 places in Europe, and they're all off to the east side now. So I'm sending my spy over to there. It looks like he's made Sardinia his capital. I think I mentioned that in the last video. I think he's got Naples, or certainly parts of Italy anyway, and then he's got a landlocked area up at the top there that looks like Lombardy. So we're just going to see what the Spanish are doing, keep an eye on them. Right, and this port down here, I'm not going to guess at the name actually. I can't remember what it is, but I know I'm going to raise a second rate down there. You've seen the size of these Spanish fleets. I've had a good look at that one off the coast of France, and the last one in the last video, and very definitely we're going to need to do something about these large fleets that are floating around the oceans at the moment that I can do nothing about. This is my fleet that's been sitting in the English Channel with nothing to attack at all, looking a bit miserable up there, wondering what to do. So what I'm going to do is pick out the best ships, leave the English Channel a bit exposed for a while, and hope that it's going to be okay. Hope that the English want to protect the English Channel with their large fleets as well. At the moment it's blocking a trade route to Spain, no, not Spain, sorry, to Sweden, who are one of my enemies. The way that it works is every ship that you have on a trade route, you take 5% of the trade of your enemies from that trade route. So in other words, you have 20 ships on there, you take 20% of the trade, but you think about it, if there's 20 trade on there, that means it's about 100 per ship. Now ships cost a heck of a lot more than that, to keep. They're about 170 as your cheap ones, so really you're not going to get your money back on your ships, but at least they're not costing you as much as they should do. And of course they're blocking the English Channel while they're up there as well. So what I'm going to do is take a few ships from there, move them down all this west coast. Now that we own it, we own the whole of France and Portugal and Spain, of course, so we feel fairly free. I'm going to move them in. I know that port up there, by the way, that's Brest. I know that from the sort of Normandy landings and stuff, from obviously the Second World War, so I'm pretty sure it's Brest anyway. So I'm going to put them in Brest for now, and then gradually move them down. I don't know if I mentioned, but it's the winter of 1727. And I think I did at the beginning. No, maybe I just said it's 1727, but it's the winter of 1727. You can see that. This minister has got a 0 on it. Looks like we're getting 0 again. As you know, we are a republic, which means that our nations tend to be happier and less repressive. So we're not as good as repressing people, the Dutch, I'm afraid. We do tend to be a little bit more better at making them happy, though. Okay, so these are some other spare forces, I'm hoping. They've been sitting there for a while, and I think I can use them better. They're the French forces. It's a long way into France, and I can recruit a lot of people in France quite quickly. So I think really we'll move those out of there and get them elsewhere. I'm thinking, obviously, mainly Marathas. They're my biggest threat. Sweden are a distance away. They can do something with their ships, of course, but the army power, I can't see them doing much with that. Okay, can't quite reach yet. Or at least we'll get them in the vicinity. These are the ones around Grenada. I was going to go for Grenada, but if you remember, Andalusia is my objective. In fact, it's my last objective in the Americas. Once I've got that, then I've completed my objectives both in the Americas and in Europe. I've got India to sort out though, of course, but we're just doing a holding action there. I'll bring the spy down so I can keep an eye on Grenada and see what it's doing at the rear of me, but send the army up to Andalusia. I'm concerned that maybe Panama and those areas there should have some kind of fortification, but I'm a bit worried about spending too much money as well at the moment. Okay, that's the end of turn. So we've gone now, well, we will be approaching the summer of 1728. This is the Spanish move. You notice how they're all going for my school, of course. We're trying to take all this technology, because I'm quite well advanced for technology at the moment. Okay, I think I'll put this missionary in Gibraltar. Gibraltar is obviously a different religion to my own, and I can't build any churches in there or anything, so I'm going to see if I can get a missionary in there to convert them gradually, or as somebody said recently to me, reform them. It said there was that it was the Dutch Reformed Church, so maybe we're reforming the Roman Catholics rather than converting them. Have a go at killing this priest. The priests seem to be hard to kill, you might know from before. And it looks like they're still hard to kill. And it looks like the Moroccans, I've been calling it Tanzania, or Tanzanier, it's actually Tangier. I think it's the Muslims down there, it's Islam, isn't it, down there, and they're obviously not very happy with my new occupation. I haven't got a great deal of troops down there either, because it fell quite quickly. So I need to sort them out as well, make them feel happier. Okay, well, I can these that I brought from Paris not too long ago, I can put them on these ships and get them over to down this west coast of France and Spain. I'm port hopping, of course, because there are lots of enemy ships around, particularly the Spanish big galleons and all sorts of ships, you know. So just checking on Lisbon there, the capital of Portugal, just to check that that they're happy enough. What I need to do is borrow any dragoons that are available from these places and put them into other places that require some repression. Okay, they've damaged this industrial estate. It's quite a lucrative one, but I'm not going to be able to tax Tangier anyway, really properly. So, and it gives me minus points anyway in the region. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Build something more useful there, I think. So I think the rebels have done me a bit of a favour there, really. They won't want to hear that, I suppose, will they? Okay, move a little bit closer to Andalusia. That's the final target, like I said, in the Americas for the Dutch. And bring the spy down a bit as well, of course, so that we can see what's going on in the Grenada area. Okay, kick the head minister again, see if it's a success this time. Certainly hasn't been so far, has it? Now this down here I believe must be Cadiz. It's in the south of Spain, isn't it? So I'm going to get a couple of decent ships down there as well, so we can make up our fleet with the English Channel ones coming down, the second rate from south of this position here, the place that I can't remember the name of, and join them up with these troops from Cadiz to make ourselves a fairly decent fleet. It's not going to be a lot of ships in it, I'm afraid, but it should have a decent amount of firepower, particularly with that second rate with its, what is it, 86 guns, 84, 86 guns, something like that. Okay, what I need to do now is work out what's available, what I can take from various places to help. I mean, the plan is to get enough troops down to deal with a rebellion in Tangier, which is bound to happen, because I just don't have enough troops down there to be able to repress anything. And I like to encourage things to rebel anyway, because I can repress them much quicker when I do that. So if I bring plenty of troops down there to help with that, that should be good. I've got those coming down from Paris as well on the fleet. So we've got the Portuguese troops that are left over, we've got the Parisian troops that are left over. Move them all down there, they should be able to help with Tangier. And then who knows where we can send them on these nice big ships that we've just got.